We got to the park, now they start pulling me harder. Sit. Stay. You stay too. Stay. Stay. Go. She's waiting on water. That's a butterfly, Mary Jane. Dink. Dink. We go to the other side of the park. It's a butterfly, babe. He's hurt. Dinky! Don't go over there and try to get anything. We're gonna drink this bowl of water and then we're going to the other side of the park. Nasty girl. Mary Jane's curious about this poor hurt butterfly here. Dink. Give it to me. No peace? No Jane. Think. Mary Jane, she wants to play so bad, and she wants Miss Dinky to chase her. And Miss Dinky, she's like, I want you to chase me. But when, like, the Blackie Pitbull when he comes around, he wants to play. Mary Jane, she's all aggressive with him. She's all like, no, I don't want to play with you. And he's wanting to play. And he'll play with her more. But she don't want it. She don't want to play with him. When he would be a good playmate, because he's bigger than Miss Dinky. Where's your ball? Where's your ball at? Water dripping from their chins or their tongues. Good girls. Good girls. You're a good girl too. I know. You come just to sit by me just to get a treat. I know. You're good girls, so you get treats, huh? I think the water's about gone. Get a little more water. Clear it out a little more and let's pick it up and let's go. We'll go to the other side. Girl. Good girl. I know. All right, that's good enough. Let's go to the other side. Dink. She goes right back to that spot where it was. Dink. Come on. Right back to that spot where there was trash. Where they left bones or something. And she's such a little scat. They eat better than most people. But it was Mary Jane. She'll just like sniff and then want to pick some up, but she pretty much knows better by now. Miss Dinky, on the other hand, she's still learning. But it's okay, she'll learn. And between like these two, my other two dogs, which I never had together, it was always separate. I always had one dog. But my first dog, Nana, when I got her, she was pretty much potty trained or whatever. housebroken or whatever you call it. And so she wouldn't use the, she just wouldn't use the bathroom like indoors. Indoors, period. Unless, of course, for some reason, she didn't get outside. And that wasn't very often. But sometimes, there were predicaments and stuff that prevented me from going out at that point in time or something, but that's my fault. It's not like it wasn't her fault. And Cheeto, he was kind of the same way. But again, I got Nana when she was about 6-ish, 5, 6, and then Cheeto, he was 3. But Mary Jane, when she was little, I had like 6 pee pads, potty pads or whatever, all together, like made a big square. And she learned to use the pads, but from that, she pretty much learned herself or whatever. She pretty much said, well, I'm not going to use the bathroom in the house or indoors, and she doesn't, which is pretty good, because it didn't take too much of persuading or, hey, don't just get her when she's trying to sniff something, meanie. She stopped right in the puddle there. But so Mary Jane, she just won't go in the house. Well, Miss Dinky now, even younger, she won't go in the house either. Well, they will, again, if I neglect to take them out, which is pretty rare. Unless I have a doctor appointment and have just like too much stuff to do, and then come home late and then, I don't know, just worn out. But even then, they don't want to, which is great. Instead of them, they're like, okay, well, I'm just gonna pee or poop anywhere. They don't want to. So, and again, it's like kind of really rare if I don't take them out, because if I'm occupied or whatever throughout the day with a doctor appointment or something or whatever, I can always take them to the front of the apartments where the grass is along the sidewalk, and then they can do their business. Again, which is good. It's funny to me, because I've never had, again, look at you. Well, that just cuts it shorter. I've never had 2 dogs before, but Mary Jane, being smart and learning things and how to do things, Miss Dinky learns from her. She kind of just follows suit. So, like, I kind of had to show Mary Jane when she was younger, growing up, kind of, you just put your ball in the hole to sit, and then of course she picks it up quick. But Miss Dinky, I kind of didn't have to teach her to sit, because again, she would just follow Mary Jane. I would say sit, Mary Jane would sit, and Miss Dinky would be like, okay, and she would sit too, So, and then stay. And again, I've heard people say, because she's a Chihuahua pup, she's a chug, I've heard people say, how do you get that dog to just follow your commands or your orders or do what you say? And I was like, well, really, it's not me, it's she just follows the big one. Whatever, if Mary Jane stays, when I say stay, Miss Dinky hears me say stay, and she sees Mary Jane stay, so she stays too. And the same with sit and come on and go and just other things. when I say go, Miss Dinky sees Mary Jane go, and so she goes. And then, of course, she picks up, the word go is go, which is pretty awesome. So Mary Jane has been the big teacher for stuff for Miss Dinky. Come on. It was chilly. It was really chilly this morning. Now it's getting warmer, like more humid. But again, for almost August, it hasn't been a very hot summer. It hasn't even broke 90. I don't even think it hasn't broke 90. I think the hottest it's actually got in south of Los Angeles is like 85. I think one day it might have gotten to like almost 88, but not like normal. So when they changed the definition, or when they changed global warming, they had to change it, because again, it wasn't just getting like that hot. So they changed the global warming to climate change, because instead of like saying it's going to be too cold, whatever, or too hot, global warming, they just said, okay, climate change. Of course, the climate's going to change, though. That's the seasons, But because when a season changes, that's the climate changing, So it's kind of weird, but it's a good way to gaslight or whatever, and say that you see what's happening to the world. But so since no global warming like it's happened this year, and it's Dinky, and it's been more of a climate change again, which is every year there's climate change again because of seasons. But it hasn't been very warm this summer in California. In California, it gets pretty warm, or it has gotten pretty warm. I remember 10 years ago, it would rain a lot. And the rain stopped. Now it's kind of like becoming like more Arizona and more dry. I lived in Arizona for it was like 6 or 8 months or something like that in Arizona, and you would be burning up at midnight, all through. I wore sandals, and don't be digging. You're gonna have to leave here too now, huh? It's 9:30. Go get it. In Arizona, it was just warm. I mean, it was warm. I wore shorts and sandals pretty much the whole time I was there. And it never rained. And I heard a couple times, like people say, or see the, like it's going to rain, like the cloud, it get cloudy and get dark and stuff, and thinking, okay, well, it's going to rain, and then people be like, no, it's not going to rain. It never would. It never rained the whole time I was there. And it never got cool either though, the whole time I was there. Yeah, you think, okay, it's going to get dark, and it'll cool down because the sun goes down. and it never did. It pretty much stayed hot the whole time I was there, day and night, morning and evening. You know. But that's why also Arizona really doesn't have grass. It was just hot and miserable.